You said that you got served by who again?
The building manager of my building.
And he was in his underwear when you got served?
He was doing his laundry, so he was in his boxer briefs and tank top.
Okay, why did you include that? I'm just curious.
It was just very startling. I was finishing sweeping, I came in, and he was doing his laundry, turned around, handed me papers.
Is this a laundry facility on the property?
Yes.
It's a facility that everybody uses, right?
Yes.
So anybody can come in and out?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he was in his drawers?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he handed you?
The lawsuit, the papers, and said you have been served.
So you just added that just because you thought it was just weird?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Judge Juarez.
And he was crying.
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, you left out the best part. And crying?
Yes.
Why?
I've been very open with him, as I have with Henry, about me losing my job, and furthermore...
So you think he was crying because he didn't want to have to do what he was doing? He
Yes,
wasn't.
Your Honor.
He wasn't like standing in his underwear crying for.
Yes, Your Honor.
It pained him to do this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's a little weird. All right, I think Henry, you're the one to talk to. Like, what did you say to the defendant about, you know, pay as much as you can? Because this phrase keeps coming up, to be in good standing. My guess is that that's kind of where the disconnect was. So tell me a little bit more about what happened when you spoke to the defendant.
When I called the defendant, I always try to get a status on the next payment.
Okay, because the payment was behind.
That is correct.
And I just want to point out, the COVID-19 renters protection stayed in place for quite a long time. But this was not the beginning of 2020, right? This was well into 2022. So the protections were still in place, but you didn't have a lot of tenants at this time that were behind on their rent.
That is correct.
Okay, so you reached out to the defendant. Tell me how the conversation went.
I asked when she'd be able to submit a payment, just what's just the status and how things are going, and that it'd be in good standing, as you point out, if she's able to submit something instead of just withholding any payment.
So my guess is that, Henry, you were trying to encourage payments, even if it wasn't full payment, not to forgive the rest, but to encourage partial payments to be made, instead of just, I can't pay anything and I'm protected by this moratorium.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was anything ever done in writing regarding a new payment plan, regarding forgiveness or anything? And you
Your
agree,
Honor.
nothing ever in writing, right?
Nothing in writing, Your
Okay.
Honor.
So then I want to direct your attention to page 8 of Exhibit A, plaintiff's evidence, the lease agreement. It's what we call a standard integration clause. And it essentially says that this written lease agreement is the entire agreement between the parties. And that is to prevent people from coming in and saying, oh, well, I signed this lease agreement, but at the same time, I was promised a free month of rent. And this one also makes very clear any modification of this lease agreement to have any legal effect must be in writing and signed by owner, to prevent not only modifications taking place not in writing, but to ensure that you, as the owner or your designated agent, are signing off on any modifications.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So what should we do here? They've sued for the back rent. Is it too early to sue? I mean, what's your position on that?